is that the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has now said, and let me quote, "I'm flying the flag for British businesses in Mumbai because growth in India for British businesses means more jobs for people at home." So both the countries looking towards coming up with a mutually beneficial pact over here as far as the Indian Prime Minister's bilateral meet with Keir Starmer tomorrow is concerned. But Starmer already indicating that he's looking towards bringing British businesses to India that will also generate more jobs and employment for the people in Britain. And remember, interestingly, the British Prime Minister also said that this is the biggest, largest trade delegation that has ever travelled from the United Kingdom to India, which is what makes this almost a historic visit by a British Prime Minister to India. And a lot will be discussed. There will also be a roundtable which will be attended by the top CEOs of various firms in India. They will all be there in attendance, but you can see in those visuals the kind of the strength of that entire trade delegation that is accompanying the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. There's a lot on the agenda. It's not just business, there's also security, trade. You're also looking at enhancing of energy ties between both the countries. India is very keen on bringing sustainable energy resources, particularly green hydrogen, which Britain is promising to build on. It's whether it is EU or Britain, they are both very high on energy resources and even building on sustainable energy. So India is also looking towards building that. But most importantly, it is going to be the momentum that India and Britain hope to achieve after the FTA between both the countries was finalized in July this year. And so Keir Starmer very much indicating that he's flying the flag for British business in Mumbai because growth in India for British businesses means more jobs for people at home, and understandably so, because that's why the meeting is happening in India's financial capital, and that is Mumbai. You can expect a host of bilateral issues over there up for discussion. But India and Britain, in fact, go back a long way, what we can tell you. And today itself, what we are also learning is that the External Affairs Minister will be calling on the British Prime Minister as well.
How do you look at India-UK strategic partnership?
So I feel very optimistic. We have the top 6 economies in India and in the UK context over here. We've got £40 billion of trade happening between the UK and India. And I think we should reimagine it to be a £400 billion trade opportunity.
You know, now it's the time for the startups to collaborate, to come together, whether it's fintech, whether it's, in field of education. And where do you see this cooperation going here onwards?
If I think about the UK context, we have 1.5 people of Indian origin in the UK. If that were to be a small country, that would be bigger than Greece and New Zealand.
Okay.
So the Indian diaspora plays a very important role in the UK GDP, 6%. Whether it's fintech, whether it's creative industries, whether it's energy transition right now, cutting-edge companies looking for trading opportunities with their counterparts in India.
All right, Siddharth Mishra has been tracking that story for us. He's joining me live from Mumbai as well. So Siddharth, when the UK Prime Minister says that this is going to be Britain's largest trade delegation to India ever by UK, what does that mean? Put this into perspective, especially when we are looking towards building momentum after the recently concluded FTA.
Well, Akanksha, there are 2 ways to look at this statement of Prime Minister Starmer. One, that indeed he has managed to build momentum as far as India-UK ties are concerned. 2 major milestones.
All right, we seem to be losing Siddharth's audio, but what we can tell you right now is that you're not just looking towards building on trade. There's also going to be fintech, which will be playing a significant role. Siddharth is back with us. Yes, Siddharth, please continue.
Yeah, Akanksha, so there are two ways to look at it. One, the two milestones achieved between the two countries. One, the Technology Securities Initiative, and the other is a free trade agreement. So definitely, Prime Minister Starmer wants to build on this momentum, and this is the reason that he's traveling with 125 top executives of British companies to India. In fact, today, Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, met that delegation. Tomorrow, there's going to be the round table, which will be shared by Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Starmer with 20 plus CEOs of Indian companies and 20 plus CEOs of British companies. Now, Kanksha, the other view could be that Prime Minister Starmer is facing a lot of heat in domestic politics, perhaps. So the narrative which he's trying to build is that he's bringing more jobs to United Kingdom. He has signed free trade agreement. So, the focus is to increase trade, more jobs, to boost the economy, to create more opportunities, etc., etc. So, that is also very helpful for him back in England when it comes to his domestic politics. And this is the reason that since the very beginning, in fact, Akanksha, when he was not the Prime Minister, he was the shadow Prime Minister of United Kingdom. At that point in time also, he was always very optimistic for this relationship, and he was very hopeful that India will soon sign the trade agreement with the United Kingdom. And perhaps when he became the Prime Minister, it got signed. So definitely he wants to take the credit. And as I said, that he's going through a lot of heat back home. He's facing a lot of heat. So perhaps that's the narrative which he wants to build. That he's bringing job, he's bringing opportunities back home. So definitely it's working in favor of both the countries. And this is the reason that
True.
Prime Minister Modi has also called this visit a historic visit of Prime Minister Starmer to India.
Absolutely interesting that you highlight the timing for Keir Starmer, because much rests upon him, especially after multiple failed governments in Britain.